life to build a nest egg for you and your family. Could a business deal gone bad, a real estate investment turn sour, a lawsuit, a divorce, or other threats take your life's earnings from you? All too often, this is exactly what happens to too many people. You may only get sued once in a 30-year period, but if that lawsuit costs you everything, wouldn't you have wished you'd set up a solid asset protection plan beforehand? However, not all asset protection is effective. Have you noticed there's a lot of hype and misinformation regarding asset protection out there? That different promoters often contradict one another as to what works and what doesn't? Wouldn't you like to know what really works, what doesn't, and why, so that you can set up a plan you know is effective, so that you can have the peace of mind knowing your assets are safe? Learn to separate the facts from the hype. Forget Nevada corporations, bearer shares, single-member LLCs, self-settled domestic trusts, exotic structures that sound great but are untested, and other measures that have blown up in court numerous times. It's time for asset protection planning that is based on laws and court cases that shows what really works, what doesn't, and why. My book, Asset Protection in Financially Unsafe Times, is co-authored with an emeritus professor who has 2 law degrees and a PhD. The late Dr. Arnold Goldstein practiced asset protection for over 40 years, and our book has over 440 references. It is based on solid facts, not hype, and will show you the best, most cutting-edge asset protection and estate planning tools that have been battle-proven to work. LLCs and limited partnerships can effectively protect your assets, but do you know they may not work if they don't have a valid business purpose, or if certain formalities are not observed, or if all owners are debtors of the same creditor, or if there is only one owner. The entity's governing document also must be drafted carefully and properly, and if it does not contain effective asset protection language, it may cause your LLC to fail as well. Trusts work well for asset protection unless they are domestic trusts and contain one of the following flaws. First, if assets are gifted to a trust, which they usually are, then your trust is vulnerable to creditors. If the trust is revocable, it flat out won't work against creditors. The person who creates and funds the trust, who's called the grantor or settler or truster, is also, if they are also a beneficiary of the trust, or if they continue to benefit from trust assets in some manners, then in most cases, that type of trust will not protect your wealth from creditors. Most trusts have one of the above flaws. However, we can design a trust that has none of the above flaws and that will effectively protect your wealth. Here's a privacy and financial shield difference. Our chief consultant, me, Ryan Fowler, has co-authored a book which has hundreds of references to case and statute law. We've done the research, we know the arguments creditors use to convince a judge to pierce a trust or an LLC or other structure. We reinforce our entities against all such attacks. We also know which strategies stand up in court, which don't, and why. We regularly consult with and use litigation, estate planning, and tax attorneys. We know all the latest tax and estate planning strategies. Accordingly, we aim for a holistic approach that not only provides you asset protection, but also gives you a complete estate planning and tax advantage solution if you would desire such. Unlike many planners, we do both offshore and domestic planning. We're not going to pigeonhole you into a strategy that may not be the best solution for you. We're not a planner that just uses 1 or 2 or 3 strategies. We use dozens of strategies, and we can pick and choose from those strategies to get the strategy that works best for your specific situation. PF Shield offers reasonable pricing. We won't charge $25,000 for an offshore trust that only takes 30 or so hours of our time, in addition to a $3,500 setup fee. We offer flat rate pricing that comes with 1 year's unlimited consulting in connection with your program. We will work with your attorney or your CPA or one we refer to you when implementing your program at no extra charge. For only $250, we will design a comprehensive asset protection and estate plan, which may also offer insights into possible tax saving strategies. The report is detailed, it's customized, and it references the laws in your home state as necessary. Quite frankly, it usually takes me 3 to 8 hours to do this report for a client. But I do that for only $250 because most people who get that report are so impressed with it, they then become clients. So contact me, Ryan Fowler, at 800-798-2008 or send me an email at ryan@pfshield.com. Thanks.